It's because of the curses. We are in these curses. Our people have been suffering in the fields. We've been segregated. We've been through racism. All of this just because of the curses. Because Israel is too disobedient. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Of interview with me, Brother Mesa, Chief Daleth. Hey, shalom, family. God bless. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. And tonight we will be following up on Bible study of Psalms 119. I will be looking at episode 4, and it will be part Daleth. Okay? Part Daleth. So bear with me while I get everything going. You know how it is with these apps. So just put everything in order. And I trust each and every one of us had a wonderful and blessed day today. All praises to the Most High. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, so like I say over and over, it's a long chapter. So we got to do our best to get it right. All praises, we got to do our best to get it right. And I feel the best way to do that is in segments, as I said. And so again, this is part 4, and I expect that it would be 25 of such segments. So, all right. So as usual, as I said, I hope you brothers and sisters had a wonderful day. Shalom, Most High in Christ bless again. Thank you for those who are joining in live, and all praises to the Most High for those who will be seeing this at a later date. And I pray right now that each and every one of us gets a blessing out of this, and it opens up our spirit to the understanding of the word of the Most High. And as usual, I want to send shout outs to the brothers and sisters out there of RUIC putting in this wonderful, great work, righteous work in the name of the Most High. Also for THUG, yes, you know THUG, those brothers and sisters over there at Toronto under the leadership of Bishop Josiah. We give the Most High thanks for them as they labor in this truth, putting in this work. All praises. Also want to thank the Most High for those brothers and sisters over there for FWI, Future World of Israel. Those brothers who are based over there in New York, and indeed they have branched out all over the Americas. I am not sure of where else they would have camps, but I know they primarily deal with New York right there. So we're going to give the Most High thanks and send a shout out to Big Brother Barak Shah, Elder Barak Shah. Most High in Christ bless and respect due to you, sir. You are putting in that righteous work as usual. I often take my time on the Sabbath night and get in tune with my spirit by watching your live. So you keep up the good work, my brother, and may the Most High bless you and strengthen you. Okay? So all praises, all praises. And so at the conclusion of this Bible study, I will play a video of our new platform. It is the school platform that we have ventured into. The platform is called School. If you research it, it's SKOOL. And yes, you can find me there on the platform in my group, TLROG School. Also, there's another group that I manage, and it's called Mindspace. It is a wonderful group for all you brothers and sisters out there who are seeking guidance, who are seeking affirmation in your life, who may have difficulty with public speaking and all those things that hinder you or keep you back from you feel like not achieving, from slowing you down from your progress. All those things that create problems in our lives, even for those who may feel that they're not fully motivated, for those who feel like they have no reason to go on through the struggle, all of that good stuff, well, not good stuff, but all of that stuff that, bothers us in our lives. You can come on over to the school platform and look for my group. It's either you can find TLROG School, and is another wonderful program that we have started. And then also, as I said, you can find Mindspace. Mindspace is that one which would help you with all of those situations that I just mentioned, whether it's something holding you back from life achievement, whether it's something hindering you from reaching your goals, excuse me, whether it is something like afraid of public speaking. You can find so much great help and information on that group that can stimulate you to become a different you, a stronger you, a better you. Okay? So, as I said, at the end of this program, I will play that video, and you can find the link in that video, and also you can find it on Facebook, you can find it on Instagram, and you can find it on our WhatsApp. Okay, so let's get right into it. I don't want to be too long. As I say, these are, well, not these, this is a long chapter, but these are very short segments. And so, as I said, we are at Psalms 119 tonight, and we'll be reading uh, part 4, which is Daleth, 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 and it begins at verse 25. All right, so let's get right into it. And it says, "My soul cleaveth unto the dust. Quicken thou me according to thy word. My soul cleaveth unto the dust. Quicken thou me according to thy word." Quicken thou me according to thy word. What do you think the writer means by quicken thou me according to thy word? All right? Because it says, "My soul cleaveth unto the dust. Quicken thou me according to thy word." All right? So let's get some understanding on that. Let's go over to, what is it? Psalms 44 and 25. Psalms 44:25. And let's get some understanding on what the writer is talking about here. So, Psalms 44 and 25. All right. So, Psalms 44 and 25 reads, "For our soul is bowed down to the dust, our body clings to the ground." So, you see, it's similar to what the writer says in Psalms 119. It says, "My soul cleaveth unto the dust." So when we look here in Psalms 44 and verse 25, it says, "For our soul is bowed down to the dust, our body clings to the ground." So it's telling you the low estate that the person is in. When you read Psalms 119, it says, "My soul cleaveth unto the dust," the very low estate, almost to death. Okay? Almost to a point of death, meaning very low, very sorrowful, under pressure, okay, tribulation, trial, okay, may even be a point where you misbelieving yourself, where you are doubting yourself. Okay? That is what the writers get. He's at that point. So he's crying out to the Most High. All right? He says, quicken thou me according to thy word. So we know the word of the Most High God says, the Spirit quickeneth. Okay? It is the Spirit that quickeneth. So now you see the writer saying, quicken thou me according to thy word. All right? So he's asking the Most High to uplift him in the Spirit, to give him strength, to endure with him. Okay? So for that, let's go to Psalms 143 and 11. All right? Well, let's see what we can get from that. Psalms 143 and 11. Because it seems like this brother is down. All right? Down. And he is reaching up to the Most High for help, for strength. Verse, Psalms 143 and verse 11, it says, revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake. You see? It says, revive me. That's why it says, according to your word, because the word says it is the Spirit that quickeneth. All right, means there's the Spirit that gives us life, that gives us strength, that gives us energy, that gives us endurance, that gives us faith. All right, so let's finish that. Psalms 143 and verse 11 says, revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake, for your righteousness' sake. Bring my soul out of trouble. Yes, so you see, it's just as we said. Quicken thou me according to thy word. So he's asking the Most High for deliverance right now. Because when we read earlier, it says, my soul cleaveth unto the dust, meaning he's in a lower state. Trouble, problems, okay? Could be sick, all right? But you see he's asking the Most High for strength, for deliverance, all right? So let's go back to Psalms 119 and we are going to read verse 26. It says, I have declared my ways, and thou heardest me. Teach me thy statutes. I have declared my ways, and thou heardest me. Teach me thy statutes. That's powerful. Because when we brothers and sisters say we have declared our way, what does that mean? We have declared our way. It means we stand up in assurance with the Christ for the Most High. Our faith, we test our faith. Okay? We cling to those things that are righteous, that Christ taught us to do. We honor the Most High by obeying his laws, statutes, and commandments, fulfilling his judgments. All right? Keeping his holy days, his high holy days. Okay? That is how you declare your ways, by doing those things that we are taught through the Spirit by the Christ, who was the prime example of living the righteous life. All right? It says, I have declared my ways, and thou heardest me. You see? Because remember what the word says, the Most High does not hear the prayer of a sinner. Don't care how much you see, you go to a lot of these places, to these mosques, to these churches, to these what they call the temples. You see a lot of these people, they're praying, but they're praying in sin. And the Most High doesn't take his time to listen to the prayer of the sinners. So you're praying in vain. That's like Christ said with the Pharisees, how they come out and pray and open in the public, showing ashes all over themselves, speaking loudly, crying, screaming. The Most High don't waste time listening to those type of prayers, because it's in vain. He hears the prayers of the sick, the hungry, the elderly, the defenseless, the widows, the homeless. Okay? Those are the prayers he hears, and the prayer of the righteous. Okay? The prayer of the righteous availeth much. That's why he says, I have declared my ways. That's a righteous man speaking. And says, and thou heardest me. The prayer of the righteous availeth much. Because you see here now, he's crying out for help. Right? It says, teach me thy statutes. So what does he mean? Teach me thy statutes. Because he already said he declared his ways, meaning he already knows the laws of the Most High. He lives a righteous life. He does those things that he's supposed to do. But now he's saying, teach me thy statutes. Let's take a look at that. Let's go to Psalms 25 and 4. Let's get some understanding on that. It says, teach me thy statutes. Psalms 25 and verse 4. Because the brother is asking the Most High for understanding. Okay? Psalms 25 and verse 4. And it says, show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. You see? So that is what he's asking the Most High for. Not only because he is in tribulation, not only because he is in hard times, he knows what he has to do. But he's telling the Most High, teach me thy statutes, meaning keep thy word in me. Don't allow me to err. Don't allow me to forsake you. Don't allow me to wander away. Because when hard time comes, that's what a lot of us do. We forsake the Most High. And we do those things which are needful to the flesh, to avail us of our tribulation, to avail us of our hard times. And that's what he's saying to the Most High. He said, I have declared my ways, meaning I'm firm in my faith in the Most High. And thou heardest me, meaning I know you're going to save me, you're going to help me, you're going to strengthen me. And he says, teach me thy statutes, meaning please, don't let me falter, don't let me fall, don't let me slip, don't let me backslide. Keep thy word in me. All praises. So this is how we have to be, brothers and sisters. Assured in this truth. All right, firm in our faith, doing those things that are righteous in the eyes of the Most High, praying a prayer of the righteous. All right, so let's go to verse 27. It says, make me to understand the way of thy precepts, so shall I talk of thy wondrous works. You see, make me to understand the way of thy precepts. And how do you understand the way of the Most High precepts? Can't understand it just by looking at this Bible. Can't understand it just by reading this word. Can't understand it just by hearing someone speak it. To understand the precepts of the Most High and to understand the way of the precepts of the Most High. How do you understand the way? Because if you see a road, you never know where it leads. People tell you, you hear, you may even read, but how do you get there? You have to walk that road. That's how you get the understanding of where that road leads. So make me to understand the way of thy precepts. Okay, so to understand the way of the precepts of the Most High, you have to do those diligent things that the word tells you. Okay, so the word says to keep the Sabbath, you have to keep the Sabbath. The word says you have to celebrate those high holy days, you have to celebrate those high holy days. The word says we have to honor the widows, look after the elderly, the homeless, feed the hungry, clothe the naked. That's what you have to do to understand the way of the precept of the Most High. Because nothing that is written here is of any value to you unless you apply it to your life. All praises. Nothing that is written in the word of the Most High God is of any value to you unless you apply it to your life. That is how you make me to understand the way of thy precepts. Okay? So shall I talk of thy wondrous works. Right? Because as long as you live in this word, you read this, and you apply this to your life, you have nothing but good testimonies. That's why he said, I have declared my ways. You trust in the Most High, you trust in His word. So when we apply this to our life and we do good, we pray to the Most High, the righteous prayer, He hears us and He answers us and He does those things that we ask of Him. That's why the writer is saying, so shall I talk of thy wondrous works, because the Most High always comes true, always delivers. Okay? Verse 28, it says, my soul melted for heaviness. My Lord, he says, my soul melted for heaviness. See what I'm saying? So this person is in dire problems. As I say, maybe close to death, maybe in prison, maybe very sick, maybe going through some tribulation that is more than they can bear. Let's read that again. It says, my soul melted for heaviness. Wonder what he means by that. It says, strengthen thou me according unto thy word. My soul melted for heaviness. Let's look at that. What do I want? My soul melted for heaviness. Let's get that in Psalms 107 and 26. Let's look at that. That's powerful. Psalms 107 and 26. Now let's get some understanding. It says, they mount up to the heavens, they go down again to the depths. Their soul melts because of trouble. So you see, they mount up to the heavens, they go down again to the depths. So that's what this person is saying. All right, when it says they mount up to the heavens, meaning the blessings. When the blessings come, they're good, flow like water. And then it says they go down again to the depths. When hard times come, you hit rock bottom. That's why it says, my soul cleaveth unto the dust. You find it very, very hard, where you cannot make it alone. And you have to reach out to the Most High. You have to call upon Him. You have to have faith and belief in Him and His works. And it goes, it says, their soul melts because of trouble. Yes. That's grievous, horrendous, hard. Okay? Some brothers and sisters go through it out there daily. And their only hope and help is the Most High God. Some of us, we feel because we, don't have some money until Friday, we go into some serious help. Some of us feel we skip a meal, we go into some serious help. If you can't pay the rent at the end of the month, you go into some serious help. What about those brothers and sisters who are on the streets dying? Those ones who are on drugs, that one in the hospital dying, the other one who going through a crisis with his family, the homeless. Okay, we have to give the Most High thanks. That's why when we read 107, it says it goes up to the heavens and come back down to the depths. There's always someone out there who's going through it harder and worse than you are. All praises, you have to be mindful of that fact. That's why the Bible tells you the little that you have should be taken away through ungratefulness. Always be mindful and thankful to the Most High for whatever situation you're in, because there's always a way out through the Most High. There is always a way out for the righteous. Okay? So never have I seen His people forsaken or beg bread. As long as you be righteous to Him, He is sure to deliver you. He is sure to make a way. All praises, He is sure to make a way. So where am I? then it says, strengthen thou me according to thy word. Strengthen thou me according to thy word. So we know. He says, look to the hills for whence cometh my help. That is the strength of the Most High. He says, he is my deliverer. He's my doctor. Okay? All of these good things. He is our strength. We can't rely on man for nothing. Not even medicine. They tell you they're doctors. When you go to these doctors, some of them, they don't have the faintest idea of what's wrong with you. A lot of them go to their textbook. A lot of them go to their Google. All right, you can't trust the lawyer. You can't trust the judges. The injustice that happens, all because of man. Who else can you trust? Who else can you go to? Who else can help you? Say, trust in the Lord with all thy strength, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. All praises. He is our very present help in time of need. Okay? Verse 29 says, remove from me the way of lying. Remove from me the way of lying. That's powerful, brothers and sisters. Because a lot of us, we lie unknowingly. And not lying by admittedly making a false statement, but lying because we allow things to happen or people to do things and we do nothing or say nothing about it. And that is called fostering a lie because you are abiding in sin. Okay? And your children do something wrong, you cover it up. You're lying. Because if someone says to you, oh, your son did this, or I saw your son, and no, not my good son. The police come, we suspect your son. No, not my good son. Time you know he doggone it bad as hell. All about creating mischief, talking bad to you, stealing from you in your own home, from your family members, but you're covering him up in the world. Okay? That's a lie also. So we have to get out of that. See what the writer says, remove from me the way of lying. Not remove from me lying, remove from me the way of lying. Because there are many ways to lie, just like I just made the example to you. Anything that you know is wrong, and someone speaks up and says it or does it, and you don't say anything, you are fostering a lie, and that is a sin. Okay? It says, and grant me thy law graciously. That's powerful. Because if you know the laws of the Most High God, you know Christ said to do these righteous things, but then you allow people to say something or to do something that goes against the laws of the Most High God, you are fostering a lie, and that is a sin. All praises. That is a sin. Okay? Where was I? That's verse 30. No, that's verse 29. Let's go to verse 30. It says, I have chosen the way of truth. I have chosen the way of truth. And what is the truth? Because a lot of us say we're in this truth. Oh, because I'm the blood and the lineage of Jacob. Oh, because I know I'm Israel. I'm in this truth. But what is the truth? There are many variations of the truth. You have your truth that you believe. I have my truth that I believe. That person has their truth that they believe. Look what it says. It says, I have chosen the way of truth. What is the way of truth? That is to live in the word of the Most High God, under his laws, statutes, judgment, and commandments. That is the only truth that we should be concerned about. Because what the word says, the Most High is not a man that he should lie. His word is truth. It is life. Okay? So the brother says, I have chosen the way of truth. Thy judgments have I laid before me. So that goes hand in hand. It says, what it says? Where else it says about the commandments? Oh, sorry, it says, and grant me thy laws graciously. Yeah, so it says, I have chosen the way of truth. Thy judgments have I laid before me. So anyhow, you know the word of the Most High God, and you see brothers and sisters breaking the laws. You yourself break the laws. You expect to be judged. And who's going to judge you? This word judges you. Because for every deed and instance that you do against the law, there is a judgment written against it or for it. And if you are honest, if you are righteous, if you are true, you should abide in the judgment. That's how our brothers and sisters have to abide under the laws under Moses and under the judges. We're supposed to abide by the laws under this, the word of the Most High. This is our judge. All praises, this is our judge. And that is a true saying. They said, nobody is above the law. Okay? Nobody is above the law. All right? Verse 31, it says, I have stuck unto thy testimonies, O Lord, put me not to shame. So it says, I have stuck under thy testimonies. O Lord, do not put me to shame. So what's he saying here? Saying that he lives in the truth of the word of the Most High, believing in those promises, doing those things that he is admonished to do, following the laws, the statutes, the judgments, and the commandments, honoring the Most High by following the instructions of the high holy days, keeping the Sabbath, honoring thy mother and thy father. All these things that we are supposed to do. That's why it says, I have stuck unto thy testimonies. Okay, it says, O Lord, put me not to shame. Okay, because a lot of people, myself included, every time I speak of myself also. I am not pompous. I am not without sin. I am not vain. And a lot of us have to come to that realization. We are sinners in this flesh, fighting a spiritual fight. Okay? And it says, put me not to shame. So if you're doing all those things that you're supposed to do, if you are living according to the word of the Most High God, if you are applying the things that it tells you to do, if you are giving the Most High God thanks and praise, if you have accepted the Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you believe in your heart that he is your deliverer, you have repented and asked the Most High for forgiveness, he will never put you to shame. He will never put you to shame. Nowhere you can find in this word that we trust in, that we believe, where the Most High has allowed his people to fall to shame, to disgrace, to dishonor. That is not in his character. He will always uphold you. Okay? He will always uphold you. That's when we read when it says, we are the apple of his eye. The other nations were jealous of our forefathers. They had envy of them. And we read that in, I think it's Isaiah. Okay, when they wanted to take over Israel, they wanted the things that Israel had. They wanted to be like the Israelites. Okay, it says, put me not to shame. And where's that? I just read that. That's in, I think that's in Isaiah 1, if I'm not mistaken. All right, it says, put me not to shame. So where am I? Verse 32, it says, I will run the way of thy commandments. I will run the way of thy commandments. Yeah, so again, this person is assuring himself and us that his faith is binded, steadfast, his trust is locked, secured, his belief is unwavering, unshaking in the laws of the Most High God. Okay? It says, when thou shalt enlarge my heart. When thou shalt enlarge my heart. What does he mean by that? When thou shalt enlarge my heart. Let's see. Let's go to Isaiah 60 and 5. Let's see what is meant by that. When thou shalt enlarge my heart. Isaiah 60 and 5. Let's see what is meant by that. Isaiah 60 and verse 5. All right. Where are you? All right, here we are. So it reads, then you shall see and become radiant, and your heart shall swell with joy, because the abundance of the sea shall be turned to you. The wealth of the Gentiles shall come to you. That is deep, brothers and sisters. That is deep. Because the writer says, as it says, when thou shalt enlarge my heart. Okay? And when we reference that, we come to Isaiah 60 and verse 5, and it says, then you shall see and become radiant. Okay? And your heart shall swell with joy. You see? You know how great that is when we can testify about the Lord and we can say, thus saith the Lord, and I do it. And the Most High bless you in front of everybody, all the naysayers, the unbelievers. And He grants the desire of your heart, when He grants the spoken word that enlightens your heart, brings joy to your life, puts pleasure in your soul, to know that you have a God that works. Not like these heathens out there, they're worshiping dead idols. Okay, dead idols. But the word says they have no life in them. You have to carry them around. You have to put wood underneath them to make them stand up. Dead idols. But when we have a God who does those things that He says He can do and He will do and He shall do, when we have a God that does those things that we ask Him to do, that gives us so much joy, so much pleasure, so much happiness in our heart. That's why it says, when thou shalt enlarge my heart, because the world looks upon us and sees that we're not just talking about a dead God, we're talking about a living God that is alive, that works, that does what He says He will do. Okay? That does what He says He will do. It says, because the abundance of the sea shall be turned to you. See? Because the abundance of the sea, meaning many people shall be turned to you because of me living in your word, being a light, a testimony, shining your righteousness, working on your behalf, and men and women of this earth seeing the goodness of the Most High, seeing the works that He does in my life, seeing Him granting those things I ask for, then many people will turn to Him because of you. You are a light that cannot be hid. All praises, that's how powerful the word of the Most High is. That's why it says the Spirit is that quickeneth it, Spirit that giveth life. As long as you live in this word, you apply this word to your life, you do those things that manifest righteousness in the eyes of the Most High, He is sure to bless you, that all the men and women around you can see. And they can say, that is a righteous person. His God is blessing him, and many shall turn to him. It says, the wealth of the Gentiles shall come to you. You see? The wealth of the Gentiles. What does it mean? And it says, the wealth of the Gentiles. All those earthly things that we do not live for, the Most High will bring them to us. Those are our blessings. We serve a living God. If we're out of work for a month, someone will come and bless us because the Most High will make a way. If not food, they pay your rent. If not money, they come and they give you food. This is how the Most High works. He blesses His people. We are not meant for riches. We are not meant for wealth. We are not meant for, we call it luxury. Our time of that is past. We are living in the curses, living by the grace, the mercy, and the blessings of the Most High. All praises. That's why it says, the wealth of the Gentiles shall come to us. And that's not only futuristically, that's present. Okay? So from there, let's go back to where we were. Psalms 119. And which verse was I on? 32. So let's go to verse 33. It says, He teach me, O Lord. Sorry. Oh, that's the end of that. I'm going over. All praises to the Most High. That is the end of that. So, yes, brothers and sisters, we see here this brother or sister is making a plea to the Most High, speaking his part. He doesn't have to remind the Most High that he is righteous. He doesn't have to remind the Most High that he lives in his law, statute, judgment, and commandments. He doesn't have to remind the Most High that he does those things that he's supposed to do, that he honors him, that he lifts him up. But he's doing it. Remember, the Most High said, prove me, call me out. Okay? You have to prove me, you have to call me out. Speak those things that you want. Yes, he knows the desires of your heart, but again, you have to prove him. Okay? And that's what this person is doing. In his time of detriment, travail, tribulation, problem, he's calling on the Most High, letting him know, I need you now, Lord. I need your strength. I need your power. That's what we have to do. Call on the Most High. But again, we must be righteous and worthy, because everybody gets a blessing. But it's that divine grace and mercy, that divine blessing that makes a difference in our life. because it's a blessing to wake up, it's a blessing to breathe his air, it's a blessing to find food, it's a blessing to be healthy, and all get that, the just and the unjust. But it's that divine blessing that we have to give the Most High thanks for, because nobody can stay at his hand. If he says death comes to you, only he can move death. You pray, and if you're just and worthy, he will bring you back from the glimpse of death. Because remember, we read, it says it goes up to the heavens and down to the depths of the earth. Person says, my soul, what is it said? My soul, where am I? 25. It says, my soul cleaveth unto the dust, meaning close to death. And he knows who to go to save him from death. Those are the divine blessings. All right. So with that, we say shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Hope you brothers and sisters enjoy the rest of your evening. You be safe, stay up, stay strong, stay in the spirit. Shalom, family. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Hello, welcome to the school platform. We are pleased that you could join us on this journey together as we go forth trying to experience those things that ail you. We are here to enlighten you, opening up your minds, giving you motivational encouragement to get where you want to go, to do those things that you find hard to accomplish. Join me as we move forward in this glorious journey together, making sure that you find what it is that you desire in our